Welcome to Pro Kettlebell's Technique Geek. Today we'll be breaking down and really understanding the jerk, and then along with that, the long cycle. So the first part of really understanding the jerk is understanding the name. The name jerk, what does that mean? Well, in this case, it means to quickly move something, right? So with the kettlebell jerk, we want to quickly move the kettlebell from the rack position, where the kettlebell is resting on my torso. I have it racked or shelved. We're going to quickly move that kettlebell from the rack position using our powerful legs, hips, and core to an overhead lockout position. And the idea is to do it as quickly as possible. And then the long cycle is really just a combination of a clean and a jerk. Now, if I were to rename the jerk to make it more descriptive, I would call it the hop and drop. Because really, we're using our legs and core by performing a little bit of a hop, like so, to get that bell airborne. And then, depending on how heavy the weight is, I have to quickly drop. The heavier the weight, the more I have to drop to get underneath it to catch it. So let's pretend this is a really heavy weight, and I can only bump it up so high. I can only hop so high to get that bell airborne. So I'd have to drop really quickly and really deep underneath it to catch it, and then stand it up the rest of the way. Now, the lighter the weight, the higher you'll be able to throw that kettlebell with those powerful legs, hips, and core. So if it's really light, I can do it with almost more hop and almost no drop. And we're going to be learning how to adjust our drop in accordance with how much weight we're using. And we're also going to explore some breathing techniques to give us more power and also help us with our endurance and help us be able to relax as we're performing this exercise. So the first thing we should do here is get our bodies nice and warmed up before we start doing any of these drills. So let's go ahead and take your nice lightish kettlebell, and we're going to do a minute of cleans. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to go 30 seconds on each side. Since we're doing cleans, talk a little bit about the clean. You want to be using your legs to swing that bell close, so that as that bell floats, you can quickly insert your hand through the window before it comes in contact with your body. And then you want to guide that weight down to your hip. You always want to catch that weight down in your hip so your legs do the work. Get ready to switch sides and switch. And then as we bring this bell into the rack position, you want to understand the rack too. The rack, well, rack just means shelf, right? So you should be able to let that bell come to rest. And you shouldn't have to be shrugging your shoulder or working super hard when you're in the rack position. 3, 2, 1. All right, take a little break while I explain this next one. We're going to be doing some semi-squats now, where you're going to have the kettlebell in the rack position. And this is not a squat like you're typically used to. In this squat, we keep our elbow connected to our torso, and we come down just enough to really get some compression in our quads and our erectors and our elbow into our ab. This is really a loading phase. So let's go ahead and take that kettlebell into the rack position. We'll go 30 seconds per side. Every time you come down, Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up. Now let's add 2 breaths. Out, out, and go. Out, out, and go. Now let's do 3 breaths. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. Now switch. That's how we're going to be pacing ourselves. 1 breath. Out and go. Out and go. Out and go. If you exhale on the compression, you'll naturally inhale on the expansion, which is what you want. Let's do 2 breaths. Out, out and go. Out, out and go. Out, out and go. Let's go 3. Out, out, out and go. Out, out, out and go. And time. Now we're going to do a push press. We're going to combine a semi-squat with an overhead press, and we're going to generate some power from our legs, our hips, our abs, and our diaphragm from breathing with it. So we're going to exhale on the compression, and we'll inhale on the way up. Let's go 3, 2, 1, bell into the rack. Let's start with 1 breath. Out and go. You can breathe out as you catch it. Out and go. All right, so we're pressing as we stand up. Out and go. Now slow it down. Out, out and go. So we can use that breathing to get extra rest. Let's do 3. Out, out, out and go. Out, out, out and go, and switch. And as you finish the movement, you always want to finish with the weight directly over your shoulder, which is over your center of mass. 1 breath. Out and go. Out and go. Let's do 2 breaths. Out, out and go. Out, out and go. Now 3. Out, out, out and go. 1 more. Out, out, out and go. Next up, we're going to be doing a bump, okay? So it's sort of like a semi-squat. Instead of just standing, though, after we load up, we're actually going to hop. So instead of a bump, maybe we could call it a jump. It's like a baby jump. If you've ever jumped rope, it's like the same amount of power as it would take to lazily jump rope if you're using a lightweight kettlebell. So I'll do a couple of demos. It's really important that you lead with that belly button. Get those hips to travel towards the ceiling. We're going to do this, let's do it every 3 breaths. So we'll go out, 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 and go. And just let the arm and kettlebell fall back down to the hips. All right. Be ready to go in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, bell into the rack. 3 exhales. On the 3rd exhale, we go out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. And we call this a triple extension as well, because I'm extending at the ankles, knees, and hips. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. And I'm being careful to make sure this bell is in alignment with my hips, shoulders, and elbow. Out, 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 and go. And switch. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and then go. If you're inhaling as you come up, out, 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 and go. Your powerful diaphragm helps throw that kettlebell skyward as well. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. And time. All right. Now we're going to do a minute of some overhead reverse jump squats. That's where you're going to take the bell and leave it locked out in the overhead position. You'll stand straight up, straight line from your legs through your hips through your torso. You're going to do a baby jump and land with your hips back, and then stand back up and start again. So we're going to do that every 3 breaths as well, just for timing. And every time you feel an impact or a compression, just exhale. Just let a little air come out. Don't worry about the inhales. The inhales come very naturally when you were born, the first thing you did was gasp for air. And so I'll never have to tell you to breathe in, but I will have to tell you to exhale, because we all have a tendency of holding our breath when we're under stress. And when in doubt, just breathe out. So go ahead, take that kettlebell overhead now. Out, 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 and go. Boom. Out, 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 and go. And as you drop, out, 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 and go. You want to catch it with your hips back. Out, 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 and go. And make sure you only go as deep as you can go. Out, 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 and go. While keeping the bell stacked over your center of mass. Out, 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 and go. We're going to switch here. Out, 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 and go. And switch. Other side. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. If you'll notice, I'm using just the Goldilocks amount of effort. Out, 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 and go. Just enough hop to get my heels off the ground. Out, 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 and go. So my toes really stay planted. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. Break. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a 3-position drill. And we're going to do this with body weight. You won't need any kettlebell at all. We'll pretend that we have 2 kettlebells to do it with. And a 3-position drill is really, we're training our body, we're getting our muscle memory so that we can just automatically move through the 3 positions of the jerk without even having to think about it. And the 3 positions are the jerk are, number 1, the rack position. All right, so the rack position, our knees are straight, our feet are flat on the ground. The less flexible you are through your hip flexors, the wider you're gonna have to stand so you can get your hips underneath your elbows, okay? And here you're just relaxed. This is where you get all your rest in. All right, so this is position 1, the rack position. Remember that. And then position 2 is where you land after you hop or you perform the triple extension. So I'm going to hop and land with the kettlebells directly over my shoulders, which are over my center of mass. My hips are back. Keeping my hips back keeps my knees from going too far over my toes, which takes pressure off the knees, and it also spreads out that weight through our back. All right, we're able to use our legs and hips and glutes to absorb that weight rather than having all those lumbar compress into each other, all those vertebrae compress into each other. All right, so this is position 2, all right? And then position 3 is where we stand it up and we lock it out, and we get credit for that repetition. That's where you could say, oh, this is 1 rep, all right? And so we're gonna hold each position for a 3 breath count. So you won't have to work super hard, all right? But you're just gonna really develop the muscle memory in each position. The most important thing is gonna be to really try to jump from 1 to 2, all right? And it's okay if your toes leave the ground for this one, but in the future you're gonna wanna be using just the Goldilocks amount of effort. So we're gonna do 2 minutes here. Go ahead and take your imaginary kettlebells, pretend they're really heavy, clean them into the rack position, let them settle in. All right, we're starting here in 5, 4, we're going for 2 minutes, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so we're in the rack position. We're gonna do 3 exhales, out, 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 jump into 2. 3 exhales again, out, 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 stand up into 3. This is where you get credit for that rep, okay? We're gonna do 3 exhales again, and then we're gonna drop the weight down to 1. Out, 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 poof. All right, that's a free breath when you absorb that weight. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Watch me from the side. out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1. All right, notice how when I go up, I don't lose arm body contact. My hips only come back when it's time to drop. Out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, one more, out, 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 and 1, out, 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 and 2, out, 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 and 3, out, 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 and 1, and down to the ground safely. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but with a kettlebell. Same exact thing. Most of you are at home and maybe only have access to one kettlebell. So I'm going to demonstrate this with one kettlebell, but you could easily do this with 2 kettlebells if you have 2 available. So in 30 seconds, we'll take the kettlebell into the rack position and we'll do the same thing. The less flexible you are, the wider you're going to have to stand. All right. You're going to be exhaling rhythmically. This is called abdominal breathing. They do the same thing in yoga. They call it fire breathing or belly breathing. But you breathe through a series of exhales, and what it does is allows you to breathe without having to lift your diaphragm, which would lift the kettlebell. 3, 2, 1. All right. Position 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Free breath when you absorb. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. And switch. Other arm. Notice how this bell is in alignment with my elbow and my hip and my shoulder. It's going to travel straight in a straight line right into the lockout. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. As a matter of fact, that bell always travels in a straight line up and down. The body moves around the bell. Out, 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 and 1. I move out of the way. Catch it on my hip. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. Out, 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 and 2. One more. Out, 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 and 3. Out, 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 and 1. And safely to the ground. Great work. All right. So now, we're going to do a 1-minute jerk set. If you have 2 kettlebells, you can do doubles. I'm just going to be demonstrating with 1, so I'm going to switch hands at the 30-second mark. But we're doing 3 breaths in the rack position. All right? I'm not going to do 3 breaths in position 2 or position 3. All right? I'll just do a quick one here and a quick one here and a quick one when I absorb it. But the 3 breaths in the rack position are to control your pacing. So when it's time to go faster or slower, you don't say, oh, I'll just go faster or slower. use your breathing to pace off of. That way, you're always staying in rhythm, you're staying in sync, you're getting enough air, and you're doing everything with the maximum power potential. So, we're just gonna go 1 minute. It's gonna look like this. I'm gonna do a couple demos and then I'll have us all start at the same time. You'll take the bell into the rack position when it's time to go. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. All right, so the only difference between this and the 3-position drill is the amount of time that it takes to move from 2 to 3 and from 3 back to 1. All right, you're just not pausing. And the thing that determines your speed there is control. As soon as you have control of the bell, you can move to that next position. Or if you're struggling a little bit, you can take a little extra time. All right, so 3 breaths is a very manageable pace. And usually 3 breaths equals about 8 to 12 reps a minute, but I've seen people be a little bit faster, a little bit slower than that. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1 minute, 30 per side. Out, 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 and go. Out, 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 and go. That's 2. Out, 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 and go. That's 3. Out, 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 and go. That's 4. Out, 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 and go. That's 5. Out, 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 and go. That's 6. Out, 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 and go. That's 7. I'm a little slower. All right, let's switch sides. I'm sorry, that's a little faster. That's 14 reps a minute. Out, 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 and go. 1. Out, 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 and go. That's 2. Out, 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 and go. 3. Out, 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 and go. 4. Out, 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 and go. 5. One more. Out, 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 and go. 6. Great job. So I lost a rep on the hand switch. But typically, you know, anywhere from 8 to 12 is pretty average. You can go a little bit faster, a little bit slower on that, depending on how fast or slowly you breathe. And of course, the amount of weight that you're lifting is going to cause you to breathe a little bit faster or slower. All right. So your body kind of figures out the most efficient way to get it done. And with heavier weight, your body realizes that and starts slowing your breathing down, and they start becoming long, a little bit longer and more drawn out. All right, so we're gonna do another set here in 15 seconds with only 2 breaths, all right? Be a little faster pace. Maybe it's gonna be from 12 to 16 reps a minute, give or take 2 to 4 reps. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Out, out, and go. Out, out, and go. Out, out, and go. And I'm always, as I exhale, I'm bringing that elbow into my abs. Out, out, and go. And the compression is very shallow. I don't need to go very deep. My quads are super powerful. But I got to keep my glutes squeezed. Out, out, and go. To keep my pelvis underneath my elbow. Out, out, and go. And switch. Out, out, and go. The hips are like the fingertips. They provide that final little push. Out, out, and go. Out, out, and go. The legs and the hips are working almost like a pinball machine when you pull back that rod and you drive that pinball forward. Out, out, and go. Boom. All right. So this final set is 1 breath. And 1 breath really simulates, you know, it's about as fast as you can go, but we don't want you to break down and lose your technique, all right? So make sure you get reset, you get your legs straight in between each rep. What we look for when we're looking at people in the gym is, you know, is the bell safely in the rack position? Do we have 3 points of contact? Is the bell within the frame, or is it hanging out too far out here? Are the knees able to remain straight? Do you have good elbow-hip connection? Are you able to get underneath it in time and get your hips back so that you don't have too much pressure on the patellar or the lumbar? Is the weight stacked over your center of mass, over your shoulder, over your center mass to protect the shoulder and the back and your knees? Those are the things that we look at. Stable lockout. So those are the things that you should be keeping an eye out for as you do this jerk set with a little bit quicker pace. All right, don't sacrifice your form just to go fast. So here we go, 30 seconds per side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Free breath when you catch it, out and go. Free breath, 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 as you can see, a lot quicker pace. The heart rate goes up a lot quicker. This is where it's important to be able to stay relaxed. Let the legs, the core, the hips do all the work. They have all that power. This really is an exercise for your nervous system as much as it is a full body exercise. Out and go. 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 One more. Boom. All right. And so this 16 with a single bell is pretty comfortable for me. And you'll notice I'm really not dropping very deep underneath it. It's not very heavy. If it was a bit heavier, I wouldn't be able to get it so high, so I'd have to quickly drop underneath it. When it's heavy, it's less hop, more drop. When it's light, so maybe a little bit more hop, a little less drop. The idea is to be able to do it as smoothly as possible because it is an explosive movement, but you do want to limit the jarring. All right, that makes it easier to control, it's safer, and you'll be able to stick with it longer. And the idea behind these kettlebell exercises is to be able to do volume, to be able to do a lot of weight, but spread out over the course of time. So you're never really in danger of damaging something. If anything, the failure is going to come from your cardiovascular or your endurance, all right? You're not going to be able to handle the lactic buildup, but you're not going to be going so heavy that you just physically, your muscles or tendons cannot handle the weight. That's the beauty of the kettlebell. You get all the strength, all the power, all the benefit of weightlifting, plus the benefit of the cardiovascular, the pulmonary, the nervous system benefits. So it really is a lot of things wrapped up in one, and pro kettlebell training is just, that's what it's really best at, is really getting all the benefits of all those different systems and putting it into one in a pretty short amount of time. So now we get to put it all together. We're gonna do a 5-minute long cycle, all right? You can work at any pace you like. So you can do 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths, you can do 10 breaths if you're getting really tired. But what I do recommend is if you need to speed up or slow down, don't go from 5 breaths to 1 breath. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That gives your body a chance to kind of acclimate to the different changes of paces so you don't get out of sync. The more in sync you are, the more in rhythm you are, the easier it's gonna be. I'm giving you the option to switch hands whenever you like, but ideally, in this case, you do 2.5 on the left, you do 2.5 on the right. And long cycle is simply a combination of a clean plus a jerk, all right? You're gonna start your breathing pace right after the clean. So it looks like this. I'll clean it, I'll let out some air to absorb it. And let's just say it's 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3, hop and drop, stand it up. Now, I'm gonna drop it back to the rack, all right? And I'll let some air out to absorb it, and then I need to clean it again. So, drop it, clean it, rack it, all right? Make sure everything's straight. I'm ready to go again. 1, 2, 3, boom. Out, out. And as you clean it, make sure you counterbalance the kettlebell weight appropriately. 1, 2, 3. And you can drop it and touch and go. Bell's gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way. Boom, boom. That way the two work like a teeter-totter. 1, 2, 3. The best place to rest is right after that clean, in my opinion. What we look for with the long cycle is everything we look for in the jerk, the bell being in a good hand position, 3 points of contact, nestled right back here on the back of your forearm, over your hips, with your elbows over your hips, so the bell's over your elbow, your hip, in alignment with your shoulder. Within your frame, we're looking for that and then we're looking for the hips to come back in the under squat, all right, in that drop period, and then you're able to stand it up and lock it out with everything under control. And then when you bring it down, you absolutely have to come in contact with the torso, with your arm to your torso, all right, for safety reasons, before you drop it into a clean. And then the clean, if you're doing 2 kettlebells, we don't want to have them banging together too much, but a single kettlebell, you want it to drop close to the body while you counterbalance and stay within that frame. And you don't want to be dropping the kettlebell forward and be bending forward at the same time, because then that's going to double the amount of weight, or at least increase the amount of weight that's on your lumbar. It's much easier and much safer to be moving in direct opposition to the weight of that kettlebell. That way you can counterbalance it. All right, so I'm going to set this clock up for 5 minutes. We're going to go long cycle. You can switch every 30 seconds. You can switch at the 2.5 minute mark. It's up to you. I'll do 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes per side. Nice, easy pace, I think. I'm gonna go 1 breath, but it'll be like a longer breath. All right. Here we go. 5 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1 clean, 1 jerk. You have the perfect amount of hop and the perfect amount of drop, and you stand it up at just that perfect amount of time. You can almost continuate that upward momentum from the hop with your stand-up. It really almost becomes effortless. More seconds to that halfway mark. You can relax those arms. all the work with the legs, hips, and core. You only do that, let that arm really rest on that torso. 3, 2, one more. Switch. Minutes. Same as with swings and snatch on that clean. You want to make sure to have good arm-body contact so you can absorb that weight with your legs. Under 90 seconds. Under a minute. You guys will notice I turn my hand a little bit. Notice the bell starts out here, but once I turn my hand, it gets a little bit more inside my frame, which is more balanced for me. It takes an extra second, not even a whole second, but it adds a little bit of extra time, but it makes getting that bell overhead that much easier if it's in perfect alignment. If it's not in perfect alignment, the bell's going to want to go out to the side or out in front or behind you, and then you have to try to control that heavy weight as it flies through the air and when you catch it, and that can be very challenging over the course of a lot of reps. One more. Great job. Now let's finish with a little stretch here. Please have a seat with your legs outstretched in front of you. Take a nice deep breath, reach for the sky, look to the sky. Exhale, reach for your toes to the best of your ability. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please lie back. Right ankle over the left knee. Pull that left knee towards your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Other side, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Please roll it on up. Take one knee for a runner stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Please lie face down. Left arm out to a T. Palm that left hand flat to the ground. Bring that right foot up and over the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Other side. Right arm out to a T. Palm that right hand flat to the ground. Bring that left leg up and over. Got a microphone in this pocket, so I'm trying not to crush it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, push yourself up into Cobra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Sit your hips back onto your heels. Walk those hands forward. So you feel stretching your lumbar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Thank you for watching our Pro Kettlebell Technique Geek. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to see our latest material, hit that notifications bell so you get alerted when I put out new stuff. All right? Thanks a lot. See you next time.